Instead of wondering when your next vacation is, maybe you should set up a life that you don't need to escape from. This quote from Seth Godin really was able to help me break apart a limiting belief that I had in my life. For the past 5 years, I have worked in retail finance, and I couldn't freaking tell you how excited I get for every single day that I can have off. Then I try to fill those days with things that I wouldn't typically do in my life because I feel like I need to provide some sort of excitement or something that makes me feel like I'm living life. I am very much a creature of habit. But the reason that I do this is because I have set my life up for optimization. Because I work full-time while going to school full-time, while having a 5-year-long relationship, while also pursuing this passion, while also having a side job. And I have done this for quite some time. But the reason that I have been able to do it at what I would say a pretty high level is because of the way that I live my life. For a work scenario, I have worn the same dress shirt, slacks, dress shoes, and sweater every single day to work for the past 7 months. And yes, of course I wash it, but I do this even if I wasn't working. I still have all of my clothes laid out the day before because I don't want to have to spend any time thinking about it when I wake up. I cook all of my meals on Sunday for the entire week, and I have the same meals. I have eaten beef and sweet potatoes for the past 7 months, and while that might sound like torture, to me, it gets rid of a thought that I would have to have. I never have to think about what's for lunch. I never have to spend any time thinking about anything food related. I know what I'm going to eat for the week because of the way that I set up my Sundays. So when I look back at that quote that Seth Godin shared, it made me think, well, what would I do in a perfect day situation? Because I clearly don't feel maybe excited about my life currently. I discovered that I would do things almost the exact same in terms of how I live my life Monday through Friday. I would still eat the same meals. I would still do the same preparation on school or especially YouTube. And that I would just spend a little bit more time on the simple things that I enjoy living. How much being able to see a dog playing fetch, or seeing a butterfly on my balcony, or listening to birds chirps gives me. And that comes from the way that I have lived my life for so long. That when my very first vehicle was a 1999 Crown Victoria, and when you would drive it, paint would fly off. And it was so embarrassing, so amusing, but to be honest, I loved the vehicle. It did the exact same job that a Porsche or a Mercedes or a Ford Mustang or whatever you think of is doing because it got me from A to B. I didn't have to think about anything else with my car because it was simple. And so then when I got a 2007 Ford Focus, which is the car that I'm driving now, that was like me getting a freaking Bentley because of how nice it was compared to the car that I loved before. But it's still simple. I still don't have to think about anything with my car. I don't have to spend any time with any sort of external thought that isn't towards my authentic path, towards the passion and the message that I want to share with the world. I was having a conversation recently with someone that told me that their car payment is $800 a month. And I just about fell out of my chair. I could not believe that that's how much someone was spending on a car, which it makes sense, but it blew my mind. And they were saying that they were gonna get the newer model of the car. But the car that they already have is 2021. And that they were getting tired with their car and they wanted a new one. And that really showed me that the way that I live my life, the boring way, allows me to be able to have that same level of enjoyment with simpler things. That for me, I celebrate every single YouTube video or every single special occasion with this strawberry lemon poppy. It provides me so much happiness by just spending $1.95 on a drink that I drink every once in a while. That I don't have to go out to a fancy restaurant, or I don't have to go out and pursue these external gratifications to feel like my life is something. And that's what I kind of found myself doing in the weekend because I just wasn't getting the full picture of life. I kind of wanted to share that. I didn't go, I guess, too in depth in how I actually live my life, but that I'm just very robotic. I do the same workouts Monday through Friday, and I have everything just kind of down to a science. And I'm so excited to be able to share that I am actively pursuing getting out of the life, aka the work situation that I don't love, and going full time in this pursuit of sharing my message. And while it comes at probably the worst economic recession that we'll have seen in the past decade, while also having rent and having no income, but the habits that I have lived my past couple of years has allowed me to be able to have 12 months worth of expenses and cash saved, as well as a portfolio that could give me another 2 or 3 years, and worst case scenario, liquidate my 401k. All because I have been in preparation for this moment, and I just can't even express how excited I am. And while it might not seem like the most logical thing to do, it feels like the right thing to do. And I know that if I have to, I can fall back on my habits to be able to push me through into where it is that I need to be. So I'm going to take a sip of this, and I appreciate you all watching as always. Thank you so much. Have a great day.